Mic check. Mic check. The check has been mic'd, or the mic has been checked, and we begin. Hello, everyone. I'm EnviroBoy. You can call me Scott if that tickles your fancy. And we're gonna play some Stardew Valley today, as we do on every day when it's Stardew Day. This here, the beautiful 50th episode, the semi-centennial. Where's my mouse? I missed. There it is. The semi-centennial episode. That's a thing. The big 5-0, like Hawaii. We're playing and having an outrageously good time. Probably. Finished off last time having a farm, and we're going to resume exactly that and check the weather for tomorrow. It's going to rain tomorrow. Save ourselves some time on the watering, which is great. Viewers joined us. It says that every time. It's never been a new viewer. It's always us. In fact, I'm at this point getting a little insulted that you don't remember us. And or you're a bit of a fraud. And or there's constantly new people watching as they pass by on their phones or something like that, just on the freeway. Having a little extra luck today, which is always a wonderful thing. And now we can get out here and go about our day. We'll check. 1 week from today, we are holding the Stardew Valley Fair in the town square. It's the biggest event of the year, drawing people from all across the country to our humble town. If you'd like, you can set up a Grange display for the event. Just bring up the 9 items that best showcase your talents. You'll be judged on the quality and diversity of your display. Fair starts at 9 a.m. Don't miss it. Major Lewis. We'll probably just bring a bunch of trash, because I don't have a whole lot of stuff. I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't expecting this, and I only have so much that I could even begin to imagine having that would be relevant. And instead I'd rather make money, and I don't know, I'm sure there are people who are gonna say that I'm being silly and dumb about it, but alack and alas, it's, the way things go sometimes. We have to make decisions about what we put our time and energy into, and I'm deciding that it's already too late. I haven't put much energy and thought into it, and I really have not been investing in things like crafting, which perhaps is a mistake, but also is perhaps a sign of the fact that Belinda is a real proper Renaissance woman who has other things going on. Although I suppose one might argue that a Renaissance woman would also have a lot of crafty things. And one might argue that that's kind of have the definition of exactly that. But these are the types of complicated things that don't burden the mind of Belinda. No, she is not busy trying to create some sort of weird middle school trifold board, science fair entertainment thing for parents to go by and say, well, my child created something that is a facsimile of curing cancer. Oh yeah, that's great. My child flew to the moon. At least so says this paper mache thing. It's a shame your kid couldn't do something quite so spectacular. In these weird passive-aggressive competitions that parents have to have because their own primes have fled many a year ago, and they must now brag vicariously through their children, who still have a semblance of hope and wonder about the world and potential to do the amazing things that we all wish that we had done but never really got around to, because there were always bills to pay, and frankly we were just a little tired after work and decided we'd rather spend our evenings, watching TV and eating a little too much, and then 5 years later, wondering where it all went wrong as we look at the spare tire that surrounds our midriff. I'm wondering why, despite all of the body positivity movements, we still feel compelled to feel bad about our own skin. And now it's a sad thing that we've, achieved at this stage in this conversation. These aren't ready to harvest yet, I suppose, and that's okay. We'll go check our chickens, as one does, the daily chicken check. Their hearts are full of life and joy as we finally figured out what the heck I'm doing with these stupid chickens. It took me long enough, but I got there. And That's a joy in and of itself, I think. Common mushroom. Do we need a common mushroom for anything? I mean, we can eat them, and perhaps those who are more savvy with the game would recognize that that's something worthwhile to do, but we're gonna not do that because I'm, as always, interested in money. We could perhaps keep some of our things, if we wanted to keep one of each of these for our little board, and we could do that, and we can keep some of our stones and stuff too. We can have all kinds of things, maybe a mushroom. We can just put that in the miscellaneous shipping. If we put these, if we go to our miscellaneous chest, we can put a couple. Oh, I forgot about the purple. That's kind of a wonderful thing. We can put these in there. We get the tempered broadsword. Wait, hold on. Compared to tempered broadsword, not quite as good as the other one, but perhaps that one can be something for our displays. All of these wonderful things. Perhaps we put a little trash in there too. Talk about diversity. Am I right or am I right, dear fellow viewers? Maybe that's exactly the type of thing that this display will need. Amidst all of the colorful displays certain to be there, is from people trying to impress one another and show the captain of their high school football team that they did something worthwhile too, and that their something worthwhile had more staying power than some varsity letter that's in a jacket that's faded and torn and sitting in a closet because we have too much of a belly to wear it anymore. We can demonstrate that we are worth something. We have done amazing things with our lives in whatever possible way we could come up with. At any rate, kind of a weird and aggressive thing. Perhaps today we look at our calendar and see that there's nothing of great import happening today. Perhaps today we could spend some time considering our farm as we do. After all, we have many a sprinkler prepared to sprinkle the waters of life over the plants as though God himself were gently drooling over the land and offering up the beauties of life, immortal and wonderful for people. I'm tired of carrying this blueberry. I'm gonna sell it, and we're just gonna sell the blueberry. We don't need the blueberries. We can sell, or the blackberries. Sell them. Same with the wild plum. We don't need this anymore. We'll sell that. We'll go into our seed chest though, and we'll send those into the seeds. We have the blackberries. I don't do blackberries. Put those in the shipping bin as well to sell them, and that'll be great. Have ourselves some mushrooms and stuff. Those things could maybe go to our weird thing of sad displays of what we do or don't do with our lives, and it can be great. We wander around reconsidering exactly what we want to do with our farm and our lives. No, don't eat the red mushroom. That'd be a horrible thing. Can't do that. Just pick the mushrooms. It'd be a horribly disturbing thing. At any rate, we can continue to clean up our farm and prepare ourselves. Perhaps it's an okay time for us to think about planting even more plants. We have set up here plenty of grass areas that are perfect for planting trees for our orchard. Kind of offers up a natural way to do these things, and so instead perhaps we find reasons to make up gardens that continue to to exist all around in all of the dirt, and we just start to arrange things. We could maybe start a second garden patch, maybe somewhere over here. Start to make the best use of all of our spaces with our things, and let it kind of be one of those gardens where it's just natural stuff goes around, and we just fill it with trees all surrounding it. It'll be beautiful and lovely, and we just slowly expand our wonderful, beautiful land, and it'll be great. We put our mushrooms in the forage. We put those in the resource or in the miscellaneous chest before, and we'll take those out and put those in the forage chest. After all, these are things that we have indeed foraged, and use those the fruit. Perhaps maybe we do save some. Maybe we start saving just a little bit of each thing, just in case we ever find a reason to use them. Go into, what's this? This is forage. We go into the forage bin, or the forage bin. Go with the vegetable and forage chest. Put those there and that in there. And go to the seed chest and pour one of those. A wonderful thing. Perhaps some might find it monotonous, but at the end of the day, it's its own wonderful thing. We perhaps start with this area here. We have a square right here. And then we go into our bins. And we find ourselves, where are they? Where did I put the sprinklers? We have 7 sprinklers. And we can start planting them down in places. And if we start doing these things, and we can build and just let the natural flow of the gardens around us dictate how this all pans out. And this one right here, perhaps for futures. Oops, that's not where we wanted that one. Shoot, we need to bring that back. As one does when uninstalling a sprinkler, we bash it with the axe and make it return to us. And that's great and fine and all, and perhaps we can now... These are still not ready to harvest. That's okay. We, just as we're thinking about things, we can grab these back so we can properly reorganize things, because we can probably start putting some hay seeds around there. Maybe I'll go buy some more hay seeds to put those there, and it'll be a wonderful thing for our garden to set everything up that way, and then we'll just let all the rest of this stuff just kind of end up fitting in where it needs to fit in. We have those there. See, we do that, and then we can take another sprinkler, and now that one, it would go right there. It goes right there. Honestly, you know, I think we can probably sacrifice just for the sake of... Is that, why would that not... There we go, and get our space back. Is it a waste of seeds? Possibly, but also it took, like, no money to do that. And the question is, can we... Yeah, we can... Oops, that was the wrong one to do, but that's okay. We can do that one. Grab our hoeing tool. Belinda is the queen of all hoeing tools, and perhaps that's a little derogatory by the sounds of it, but honestly, Belinda's confident in herself. She's okay with it. She understands her role in life and her perspective of things. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Oops, that's not... I didn't mean to do that. Pull that back. I'm perfectly sure how that ended up happening, but it makes a little difference. Makes little difference to Belinda, as it's all just further monotony spent organizing her day and making things functional. So like this, you can make more garden patches out of it this way. No, what? Why, Belinda? Okay, well, here we go. That's what we need. Belinda, you're being ridiculous. Going absolutely out of your mind crazy right now, and fine, we all have moments like that, but compose yourself. We need to stay focused if we're going to make these gardens work out okay. The cat has melted, as happens to cats in the summer sun. Quite all right, and one might be inclined to be a little worried about the cat, but, you know, it's fine. We can allow these things to happen. But now, as our garden slowly starts to take shape, we can do this and just let the naturalness... Perhaps, actually... Maybe we can even make it a bit more unique and fun. Am I losing some hay? Yes, I'm losing some hay, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. We'll have plenty. We can always get more, and it'll be okay. But now, as I'm looking at this, perhaps we get ourselves a little bit more space going here with everything, and kind of figure out exactly where the best place to do these things will be. Because if we do this, right, and if we do this one here... We get all of this stuff all hoed and organized. See, that one's unhoeable. Sometimes you come across things that are just simply unhoeable. And that's the way of the world, and that's the way it has to go. And we can just kind of set our sprinklers to the best of our abilities and let things go. And we'll sell... Oops, we didn't go and buy seeds. That's okay. Perhaps we'll let 2 days pass in this one. It's a unique thing. We don't do that very often. We set that right there. And then if we put one more right there, we do this. And set one more sprinkler right here. Then we'll have room. We can put one more right there because we can get more hoeing done. And one might say to themselves, well, it looks a little messy the way you've got it now. It's a little disorganized. And to that I say, yeah, you're right. A little imperfect. But maybe, perhaps, what we do is we take this. Perhaps we take our sprinklers back as we do the axing of dismantlement. And we put that there, and we can put this right here, and then we can set another one right here. Only one wasted space that way. Could be worse. Could be worse. And so we set these sprinklers up, and we can tomorrow put the seeds down, and it won't matter because it's going to rain, and that's fine, but we put these right here and right here, and we can just use and let these be squares and stuff, because we can just reorganize things. And in the future, when we have better sprinklers, and I know it'll end up being in some weird diamond shape, that's fine. We can, you know, work with that as we need to, and it'll be fine. But perhaps also what we do here is we can take our hoeing tool, as we do, and organize, and we do this. Let's see, that's all there is to that one. We can't do any more in that direction, so that's fine. We'll just go ahead and make as big of a set of stuff, and maybe the next one we just move it over, because we'll have a lot of room to go over that way. The options are endless for Belinda, as is the fun of... Oh, look at that. We can actually move and reorganize our hoeing efforts this way. But that's the fun, as Belinda has learned throughout her life, of having your own farm. Having your own farm you've inherited from your grandpa, you can kind of be a little willy-nilly about things, and it's fine. That's up to you. It's your prerogative to do these things. When you're the one who has the garden, you can do what you want with it. And that is the glory and the fun and the joy of it. And so we have plenty of stuff there, and so we can plant plenty of sprinklers. Look at that. Look at this. We can make more. Our errand is not complete because Belinda is the automation queen. Like the billionaires of the earth, she has become the billionaire of the earth. The farming wealth of knowledge and skill and ideas that cannot and will not be stopped, because she is brilliant and beautiful in every way imaginable. And so she prepares her sprinkler systems, ready to receive the seeds of the earth. It looks weird without this one hoed. Can we hoe the land beneath it? It looks weird, and so we'll just go ahead and reclaim just the appearance of everything by doing this, and then we can put this right there. And huzzah! Huzzah! It's beautiful and glorious. And so now, because it's midnight and Belinda's apt to desperately fall asleep, she'll go snuggle up with her kitty after a long day of hoeing. She'll sleep at night. Her services are unique and special in that she does her hoeing in the heat of day, and that's a unique, beautiful thing in its own right. And so we see we've made money, and now we'll let another day begin. We'll let another day begin, and it'll be a rainy day, perfect for planting the seeds. The kitty is inside and watching the TV. We must wait our turn. Weather forecast for tomorrow is a beautiful sunny day. Fortune teller will probably tell us, yep, that they're pretty annoyed with us. And to that we of course say, what else is new? You cranky, annoying people, you. Hold on, we can make more sprinklers. Look at this, friends. We can make sprinklers. We have so many sprinklers we can make. This is awesome. Look at all the sprinklers. Go to crafting. We're making more sprinklers. Am I obsessed? Yes, I'm obsessed, but this is the glory of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build a beautiful, big, awesome, amazing farm. And the sprinklers are such a critical part of that. It's so important. Like, don't even act like it's not one of the most obviously critical things for us. Oh, we're going to have to re-hoe the ground. And we can do that. It's no problem. We can scythe up and get ourselves our hay. Send to the silo. Send all that to the silo, and it's a beautiful thing. And we'll do ourselves some hoeing here. Where's our copper hoe? We'll need the axe. And axe these plants. We'll let those ones go for the time being, but look at all of this. Look at all of the land as it has made itself fresh and unhoed and not ready to receive the seeds of the earth, but we can fix it because Belinda is the master of this land. She is the master. She is the queen. She will make it beautiful, and she will add more, and it will continue to grow in its majesty and glory. We can continue to just make things as perfect and essential and quintessential as possible, and it will be glory and a farm. And I don't know where this rant is going anymore, because I'll be honest with you, I don't really plan anything out as I do it. I just sort of react to the situations the games provide me and let fate be the decider of how the conversations of our fun and joy and merriment go. We let things go. We have seeds going crazy over here, and we'll see what they become. And that will be fine and dandy in and of itself. We'll let those become. I think that's kind of what happened with some of those seeds over there. I maybe was mistaken in what they were or would have been or what they were going to be. And that's fine. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go to the store. We're going to buy some crap and buy some seeds and start things. And it's going to be a continued farm of experimentation and joy. I'm sorry, I had to take a drink of water. I've been really going this episode, man. All these episodes, the ranting. Close on Wednesdays, no! We may find ourselves back in the mine then. This is disappointing. My heart is broken. And I made, you know what? We're gonna go and just call it a day. Why not? We can just go ahead and sell all of these things because we don't need those. We can just go to our shipping bin and sell what we have, go to our resource bin, put the clay in there, and we're gonna go and call it a night, and we'll just let the next day happen. There's nothing. We had our goal for the day, and actually, wait, hold on, never mind. We'll go to the mine because we always more sprinklers, and also I've got a diamond to give and some geodes to bust up. Who closes a store on a Wednesday? Seems bizarre. But that's okay. What do you have to do in this small town? Well, do you notice how I'm working every single day of my life right now? There's nothing else for us to do. All we do, we are nothing but machines. We are machines for the working. The wealthy class would be so proud of how effectively they've broken us and convinced us that we are nothing more than robots to be used until we break. Give her the positive energy and we could talk to her. It never rains in Calico Desert. That's where my friend Sandy lives. You say that every time. You're a little obsessed with her. I wish we could have visited her today. Well, go and visit her. Why are you just sitting around here being depressed? It's fine. How's our friendship doing with her? We're getting up there. We're finally as good of friends with her as we are with Willie. Willie, the man with which we have talked 3 times and purchased a fishing rod, and that's it. And for some reason, we're pretty decent friends because of that. I suppose maybe that makes sense in a certain light. After all, if I were starting a business and someone were to be one of my first patrons offering to help my business survive, I might be inclined to think, that's a pretty decent person right there. I think they're cool and I could probably hang with them. We clearly have a similar interest. If it's a business that I started, clearly I have some interest in this thing. And then if he's there to purchase from it, then, clearly he's got some interest in it too. We'll talk to Captain Geode here and see what fun things we can get. And you can get some gold, some stones. And you can get whatever that is. Fire opal. And we can get ourselves also a tiger's eye. Tiger's eye, which is bizarre. Excuse me. It's bizarre that we would find such a tiger's eye. Somehow magically appearing just from the center of a geode, when in reality to do that you would have to wait, hold on a second. There's one thing that we can do. Who likes this? Flint likes this, and who likes the tiger's eye? Loves this. Sam loves tiger's eye as well. Sam, I'm not trying to impress you right now, so You're just gonna have to deal without it. That's the way of things. We'll make another gold bar. Then we'll go to our resource chest and we'll just collect up our stones. Our infinite amounts of stones. We have so much stone. Oh my god. Okay, so we have this. Perhaps also it's a decent time for us to go and see if there's more to gain from our friendly constructionista up here who builds the buildings in silence but contentment as she smiles and expresses love for the hard work that she toils away at when we contract her to build things. And go and see what other things she can build for us. And what other things we might need. Perhaps now's the time for us to get other barns and stuff going. Construct a farm building. We have the coop. And we don't have the barn, though. 350 wood. Oh my god, that's so much wood. Okay, well, maybe not yet on that one. Well, find a place for you to refill your watering can. I'm not worried about that. Silo we have. Allows you to mill wheat, beets, and rice. Perhaps the time will come for that. Shed an empty building. Fill it with whatever you like. The interior can be decorated. Perhaps a shed, but we don't have the money for it. Fish pond. Cabin. Home for a friend. Pet bull. We have a stable. Allows you to keep and ride a horse. One day, perhaps Belinda will have a magnificent steed on which to ride, but for now she does not. A slime hutch. A classic for any farm. As any farmer knows, one must have the proper slime hutch. Otherwise, what are you even doing with your life? It's nothing. We have a big coop. And we have another shipping bin or a regular coop. This is the big coop. Okay, well, we're not going to do that. But we could talk about if we upgrade the house. It can increase the size of your house and add a kitchen. It will cost 10,000 gold, and you also need to provide 400 pieces of wood. Well, we don't have that much wood. Time may come when we will find ourselves with that much wood, but as it stands, Belinda is a wood-free household. One that does not provide much. She will eventually chop down her trees. Perhaps it's worthwhile to maintain a different area. Can we chop these up? No, we can't chop those. No, that's not allowed. Those are town resources, and we don't do that. That's not a way to get in good with the neighbors, so Belinda would never. Well, then perhaps we'll let this day pass after all. We have only a couple minutes left, but to make the episode worth our time and make it so that I didn't waste all my whole life just sitting here doing nothing with this episode, my god, we'll go ahead and we can come here and we can we'll pick up this blackberry and sell it. And then we can go ahead and with all of this stuff intact, we can go ahead and spend a day, call it a day. And then tomorrow in the tomorrow of the game, we'll go and we'll buy some seeds and get ourselves some stuff going. Go to sleep for the night? Yes, we'll sleep for the night. Earn our cash. And be pleased with that. There we go, another $1,000 in the bag. A wonderful, wonderful way to finish the day. We'll check again just to see. Weather report. Forecast, gonna be cloudy with gusts of wind. A fall day. Fortune teller. Luck will not be on our side. Fortune teller. How could you do this to us? Living off the land. We focus on salmon. Talking about salmon, but I'm not interested in reading that right now because we've got stuff to do. We'll do one more round of harvesting, and then we'll do one more round of watering everything. Holy crap, we've got everything ready to harvest now. This is great. We're going to make a ton of money here. Just as we want to do. As we always say, this is us living the American dream. Presumably this is in America, perhaps Canada, or perhaps even somewhere else, just translated to English. It's impossible to know for sure. You know, other than the fact that we could, like, in theory, just, like, look it up. I'm sure it's somewhere in the lore. Perhaps it doesn't even exist in the lore, though. Perhaps the lore is meant to be vague, so that we just simply accept the, you know, fate of where we are and assume that we're home, where we feel most loved and belonged. Perhaps that's all it is and all it ever has been. Anyways, we water. It'll take forever to water. Quite alright. And then we can go and get ourselves some seeds. Perhaps actually we call it an episode after watering, and then the next one. No, well, yeah, no, I don't know. It's impossible to come up with a good plan for this because it's all chaotic, and I've already kind of deviated from my usual approach to things. So, what's a man to do when he's deviated from his routine? Flail around like a lost baby child, unsure of his surroundings and startled at the smallest sounds, jumping like those babies do. It's super cute when, like, you know, the mom laughs or something and the baby wasn't expecting it, and the baby just like looks at the mom like, oh my god, what did you just do? What was that noise you just made with your mouth? It was startling and big, and I didn't hate it, but also, what on earth? I'm confused and baffled by everything, because, you know, they're babies. Everything is new and fascinating. Why a baby will enjoy throwing things for hours on end without ever growing tired of watching the cereal and milk spill upon the floor of their surroundings. It's all new and fantastical. Confusing and unexplained, as physics often is to those who are confused by it and have not had it explained to them. I suppose that's the definition of confusing and unexplained. And go over and check our wheat. Perhaps it's ready for scything at this point. Indeed it is. And grab ourselves some hay. And we can take the hay and put it in the silo. And then we'll call it a day, or an episode here, and then we will pick up on the next one once we've got ourselves in a new situation and we can get some seeds. But for now, it is time for me to say thank you for joining. I do love and appreciate all of you hanging out with us. Be the master of your surroundings. And remember, when dismantling sprinklers, always have an axe handy. You can reuse the sprinkler after that, probably. But, you know, it's really great for tearing it down. Game teaches us that. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye again. Still goodbyes. And that's all that we have. So, you know, there we go. Don't know anything else. Say, we just sit here and stare at a weird picture of a sunset. Beautiful and peaceful.